What's up, guys? Miss here, back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes commentary video, and today we're going a little bit deeper into my roster. We're going to cover Count Dooku. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Count Dooku. He leads a lot of teams in the arena. I know a lot of people hate him for leading people's teams in the squad arena. However, he is one of the most useful early-to-farm characters in the game, in my opinion anyway. I'll cover where you can find his shards in a minute, but first let's jump right into the character and stats. So, you'll notice that I did get him to gear level 9 recently. I was able to get myself one of the CEC furnaces, and he was the character that I decided to promote to level 9. You can tell that at gear level 9, a lot of his gear is not too terribly difficult to get. However, there are a couple pieces that are a little more difficult than others, namely the syringe that requires 50 pieces. Now, the med pack right there is a level 80 gear piece that requires the syringe as one of the items. It doesn't require raid gear, so that is helpful. Once you get him to gear level 8, it's not too terribly difficult to get him to 9. Once you get him to 9, it's not going to be too terribly difficult to get him to 10. There is going to be some grinding involved, and there are always going to be those pieces that have components that are only found in raids, like this weapon mod salvage for the security scanner, but that's to be expected. His stats, his health, he has 11.8 thousand health, almost 11.9, and 8,000 protection, so he's decent. And as far as health and protection goes, and his potency is 250%, which is going to help out immensely with his abilities. His basic attack, Hindering Press, deals physical damage to target enemy with 50% chance to attack again. If the target is a Jedi, those attacks have a 35% chance to stun for 1 turn and 35% chance to inflict ability block for 1 turn. His only special attack is Force Lightning, and that ability does special damage to target enemy with 40% chance to stun for 1 turn and a 40% chance to stun a random target. The chance of stunning the primary target is increased to 90% if the primary target is a Jedi. His leader ability is what pisses everybody off, and that is all allies gain 15% evasion and gain offense up for 1 turn whenever they evade. And then his passive ability, Flawless Riposte, is Count Dooku has 100% counter chance. In addition, he deals 15% more damage and 25% chance to gain 45% turn meter when he attacks out of turn. And in case anyone is unfamiliar with the way the game works, whenever a character counterattacks, it always attacks with the basic attack of the character. In this case, it will counterattack with his Hindering Press, which has a 50% chance to attack again. And if the target that attacked him was a Jedi, then he also has the added effect of inflicting those debuffs, which is nice. All in all, Count Dooku is essentially a strong counter-Jedi character who has stun capabilities and some crowd control abilities. He also has that counterattack, which makes him very, very nasty and kind of makes up for the fact that he doesn't hit all that hard normally. So where can you find Count Dooku? Well, like I said, he's one of the earliest farmable characters in the game, found on 1C on the light side hard mode and 1C on the dark side hard mode. So basically, as soon as you start this game and you've unlocked the hard mode on the dark side and the hard mode on the light side, you can start farming Count Dooku. His shards are also found in the squad cantina on stage 6G. Yes, 6G. So once you've cleared the cantina out to the end of stage 6, you can also farm Count Dooku. So that makes him a lot easier to farm. So all of you free-to-play players out there can go out and get one of the most annoying arena squad leaders in the game. So speaking of arenas, of course, I'm one of those mean people who uses Count Dooku as my leader, and he tops a significant number of the teams on my particular server's leaderboards. He shows up plenty of times, so he's obviously still taking up that leader spot for a lot of people's teams. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into a battle here where I'm going to obviously use my Count Dooku and see if I can't keep my moderately under-leveled team in contention for one of the top 100 spots on my server. First thing to notice is obviously I'm fighting another Count Dooku team. When I fight other Count Dooku teams, I pretty much just pray that the random number generator doesn't screw me. It really just boils down to whether I can land hits and whether I dodge hits. I'm okay with matches where I legitimately only dodge about 20% of the attacks that are directed at my characters. However, it absolutely irritates the ever-loving snot out of me when I attack an opponent's character and it dodges like 7 attacks in a row. There's no reason that just a small 15% increase to your evasion will cause a 70 or 80% evasion rate. That just doesn't happen. The numbers don't jive. It just doesn't make any sense. So those little things just kind of irk me just a tiny bit. Unfortunately, you didn't really get to see Count Dooku really flex his anti-Jedi abilities in this battle, but you do get to see this Fives damn near waste my entire squad by himself. It's almost embarrassing that it came to this. He finished off Rogard, finished off Han Solo, and the rest of my squad barely made it out alive. I think I ended up losing Count Dooku before I ended up actually killing him. But that right there just shows how overpowered Fives is at really, really high levels. I'm pretty sure that guy's Fives was at least gear level 9, maybe gear level 10, and obviously had the Omega on his basic ability, giving him double tap. All in all, Count Dooku, strong squad leader. He's good in arenas, arguably one of the best squad leaders in arenas, but he's not just good at arenas. He is a very good component for your galactic war teams. If you don't have a good team leader like Luminara, Barasofi, or someone who has leader abilities that are more in synergy with your particular galactic war squad, you can use Count Dooku to get that extra survivability and the additional offense up when one of your characters does dodge. I just so happen to have a kind of a Jedi team opponent on my Galactic War node, so I went in and I went ahead and just threw in a mostly anti-Jedi squad with my 7-star Yoda, Darth Sidious, and Darth Vader. So hopefully going to showcase a little bit more of his anti-Jedi effects. You'll catch a couple of stuns and ability blocks from his basic attack, but generally it seems like the 35% is pretty accurate on his basic attack affecting Jedi. So that pretty much sums up Count Dooku. Since I am going down my roster in order of power level, the next character will be Ith Koth, so keep an eye out for that one. And if you haven't seen my last video, it was the video of me unlocking my 7-star Yoda. You can click the annotation on screen to go to that video. As always, like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.